friends to the show that never ends. This is Red All Over's Away End show, where we look at the opposition that we'll be facing shortly. To achieve this, we'll be talking to fans of the opposition, so I hope you enjoy the show. Finally, cast your mind back. I remember a 4-year-old boy being lifted over the turnstiles to his first match at Oakwell, standing on the Kop watching his heroes such as Barry Murphy. Now fast forward 60 odd years, the Kop is now an all-seater stand, and it's named the Barry Murphy stand after the legend. That 4-year-old boy is now finally, after all these years, back on the away end. Enjoy the show. Roll the titles. Now then, this is Charlie Hayne from the Talking Gas podcast, all the way from sunny Bristol. Good evening, Charlie. Tell us about yourself and about your podcast, please.
Yeah, evening to you, Andy. Appreciate you having me on. So, yeah, basically sort of the similar thing what you do with Red All Over, really. I actually started it back around 5 years ago, and it was called One Rovers Vlogs, but early September last season, I sort of rebranded it to the Talking Gas podcast. So yeah, we basically do similar stuff to, match reactions, weekly episodes, transfer news, stuff like that. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
Oh, that's good. I mean, you're incredibly privileged, because this away end, the Red All Over away end show, only happens normally when we play away, so that we get some, for the fans that are travelling, get to know what what they're going into. So there's only ever been Jake Tong that from Lincoln, who's managed to, I know has managed to talk me into doing an away end when we've been at home, and that's because he's incredibly needy. So you contacting me and saying, "Are we doing one? Can I come?" Does that make you needy as well, then, Charlie? Because I'm not sure. Or...
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Yeah, it's just good, when you do all these link ups, and it's good because, like you said, obviously you only do it for obviously when you play away, but I love it. Yeah, because last time I think I was on with Josh, and I just love it so much. So yeah, it's good to be back on.
Well, it's useful because it's so early in the season as well, isn't it? So that we can talk about the close season, transfer window, how things are going right at the start, where our hopes for the season are, all that sort of stuff. So let me get straight into it then. It's been for us, and I can tell you all about that if you wish. If you're bored to death of it and you don't want to, I'll either give an edited highlights or I'll just not. Busy transfer window for yourselves. From last year, how many have you had out and how many have you got in?
So yeah, I think with Giovanni Brown leaving on deadline day on loan to go Notts County, it's been 18 out and 16, and 16 in.
Crikey. Do you know, last week I talked to Luke White of Crawley, and he said, and I was gobsmacked, he said, we've lost 9 and gained 12. And that felt like an incredible number. But tell me again, how many out?
18
out
and 16 in, yeah. So yeah, it's been a crazy window, and two were on deadline day like yourselves as well. So yeah, it always seems to happen with us, whether we've just finished sort of mid-table, or we get promoted, or we get relegated. It's always the same with Rovers. It's always mad numbers going in and out. So yeah, it's been a busy one.
It bears no resemblance to what we saw last year then, or what I knew about you from last year. I'm really glad that you've been so needy that you needed to come on this show. So, right, if you could tell me a few that's gone. I mean, you're telling me all if you can remember, but I don't expect you to remember them all. And tell me the ones that have come in.
Yeah. Well, I think the main one, I think you mentioned it on your show earlier. The main one is Anthony Evans, who Joey brought in. Yeah, when we got relegated, he was amazing for us. He joined Huddersfield for around £500,000 because he had a year left, and I think he wanted to leave anyway, but he did do it the right way. And then the other ones, obviously Marquis, very experienced striker, didn't really quite work out. Sam Finley went to Tranmere. Lewis Gordon went to Chesterfield, and then You had Luca Hall as well, also went to Shrewsbury. But a lot of the others were sort of youth players, and then also you add on the loan players we had as well. So yeah, all adds up. And then in Promise Omachiri for around £590,000. We had Hutchinson from Walsall, who is an attacking midfielder. He was about 300k. I think it was his release clause from Walsall, and then Raul Saturio, he was compensation from Leyton Orient, so a forward player. And then the other big one was on deadline day, right at the last minute, out of nowhere. Shaq Ford, who we also bought. I thought it was a loan. We'd done this space on Twitter. We was thinking, that's a really good loan from Watford.
Yeah.
We've actually paid for him. I'm not sure how much. So yeah, overall we spent quite a bit. We spent around £1 million, which is mad for us. But obviously with the sale of Aaron Collinson last season and Evans, that equals about £1.2 million. So yeah, those, and then on free agents we got Jamie Lindsay from Rotherham, Taylor Moore, who another ex-City player. We've got, I think, 4 ex-Bristol City players in our team. Taylor Moore is one of them. He's looked brilliant. Bryant Belongo on a free, played his first ever league game on the opening day against Northampton, scored the winner. Clinton Mola, yeah, and then loanees. I think Josh Griffiths.
You're having to read this, aren't you? I thought it'd be like that. You'd know that.
I've got notes.
Shameful.
I've got notes. But yeah, Josh Griffiths, one of our loanees. He's been brilliant on loan from West Brom, our goalkeeper. And then there's a few others, but you're probably bored of me. But yeah, loads of incomings, loads of outgoings.
And of course, you've got my brother's favourite player, haven't you? You've got Chris Martin.
Yeah, Chris Martin. But yeah, he's out injured, so. Yeah, he won't be scoring again against you. I think he's out for about 2 months. And then we've also got Jamie Lindsay out injured for about a month. And Joel Senior, one of our other signings, is out for 2 months as well. Yeah.
Well, although I don't like him because he always scores against Barnsley and because he used to live in Derby and his ex-family used to be in Derby, my brother, surprisingly to me, truthfully, hopes that Chris has a speedy recovery in his back playing because, because he goes down in the penalty area like Giovanni Brown. So you've got the 2 players that we thought would go down in the, as soon as somebody looked at him funny, go down in the box. Neither of them will be playing for you. I'll tell you why I'm interested in, because there were rumours and, rumours. I mean, one of the things I can tell you about me, Charlie, is I hate. I don't mind transfers. I think there should just be transfers. Transfer windows drive me balmy. Not for that you sign or you don't sign, but the rumours. Twitter goes into meltdown. Some random person who's got 4 followers said that Barnsley or whoever is interested in so and so, and the whole world goes balmy. And then if that player signs for somebody else, why didn't we sign him? Tim Pot Club or a brilliant sign.
Yeah.
People have no idea. It drives me insane. And it goes on throughout I'm so glad it's ended. All the way through the summer, it drives me mad. But we apparently, and I think it's, I don't know, we were interested in Promise. And from what I can remember of him, Fleetwood, he was a good player. A good player up front. I'm assuming he's doing well for you because it's early. He's your top scorer with 2 goals. Our top scorer's got 2 goals as well, so it's not 3 goals ours. So it's not an incredible thing after only 4 league matches. But is he as decent as people say?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he had a really, like you said, he got 2 goals on the weekend against Cambridge. Took them both really well. He's still very raw because I think it's only his 3rd season in full-time football because he was playing part-time football when he was at Bohemians before he joined Fleetwood. So he's got all the right attributes. He's strong. He's not quick, but he's got a bit of pace. And like I said, took his goals really well, especially the second goal. It was a good team move, and I think he was, according to our owner, apparently he was also linked with Huddersfield as well. So there were some pretty big or bigger clubs than us linked with him. But a lot of money for someone that's only got, I think the most he's got in a league season is 6. So he's already got 2. So yeah, hopefully now it gives him the confidence to go on and get even more. Yeah.
We'll watch him with interest. Not
Yeah.
because we were going to buy him, it was because he's got a fabulous name apart from anything else.
Yeah.
So, and you've got 35-year-old Scott Sinclair. Always liked him as a player. You know, he's always been quick, and he scored against us at your ground, if I remember rightly, last
Yeah.
season. So I've always liked Scott Sinclair. Is he playing much, or is he there? You know, as backup?
Yeah, he was named club captain.
Yeah.
But yeah, he started the first game of the season when Martin and Saturia weren't really that fit. But yeah, he's more of an impact sub, like you said. I think even that game when we played you at
He
home,
was.
which we should have won, I think, with the chances we had. I think Marcus missed 4 sitters, but yeah, he scored at that on that game, and yeah, he's always good off the bench. I think that's what I like about our squad as well, that we've got better players, off the bench as well, which is also good. But yeah, Scotty's still there. He's been Champions League. Obviously, he was in Rovers Academy when he was a kid. So yeah, he sort of had the reunion, come back, and yeah, he's still going strong at 35. Yeah,
and you've got one of our old heroes still playing for you, which I'm not sure we've replaced that well. Maybe we'll have replaced him in this window, but up to this last window we haven't replaced him, and that's Luke Thomas. We've always liked Luke Thomas, a player that can pick up the ball and drive at defenders, always a premium. So it's good to see him playing and seeming to enjoy his football. How's our Luke doing? Or your Luke now?
Yeah. He started the season really well. He's ever since, I think it was when Taylor come in, we had a few issues at wing back and stuff, and yeah, he's actually been playing wing back for us. But yeah, he's very good. He'll give everything. Like you said, that drive. He'll drive. He's already got a couple of assists as well. I think he still needs to work on his end product. But yeah, overall, I think he's a fan's favorite. I like him as well. I think he's a really good player, and hopefully, he had a chance at your ground last season where he should have scored, but hopefully this time he might score. Hopefully.
Switch it off. That goes again. I'll ignore it. Yeah, is he playing left wing back or right wing back?
Right wing back. So
I was going to say, so obviously he's left footed. So, and I know he likes to be out on the right and cut in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, I'm glad that I'm going to switch this off. I'm glad that he's enjoying his football. If I switch this off, then nobody will get through to me. War of the Worlds. It weren't deliberate for the game on Saturday. Right. So he told us about the players that have come in, some that have left, the players that have come in. This season, I know you've got, Matt Taylor's the manager again now from ex-Rotherham. Didn't work out well from Rotherham. Rotherham's just down the road from us. So I listened to a lot of Matt Taylor, on the local radio, between games and straight after games. And I know it didn't work out for him, but I quite liked him as a coach, and he spoke well, I thought. What sort of formations are you going to be using for yourselves?
So yeah, obviously he came in. When did he come in? Like early December last season. So still not even been with us a year. So
no.
Yeah, at the moment it's a 3-4-1-2. So you have the 3 centre backs. Thomas, Belongo as the wing backs, and then on Saturday it was Saturio and Omachiri up front with, obviously you had Conte who won't be available. He's one of the players on international duty with Sierra Leone, and I think that'd be a big miss for us because he's our only natural DM. So we've got loads of centre mids, but he's the one that just sits in front of that back three. So yeah, mainly wing backs and then 2 strikers, and it's I thought he done brilliant things at Exeter. He played really attacking football with wing backs high up the pitch. When he was at Exeter, I thought they were one of the better footballing teams I've seen. But with us at the moment in the first few games, I don't know whether it continued, but we've sort of been a bit more pragmatic. We've sort of sat back a little bit more, but we look really good on the counter. So I would expect that against you. We haven't had, I don't think any of the games so far, we've had more possession as well. So yeah, I expect us to be sort of on the counter attack if we're going to be causing issues.
Well, that'll be interesting because the last few matches we've not had that much possession, but we've made it count when we've had it.
Yeah,
So you never know, we might both be in our own halves and never go across the halfway line. Might be the most boring game in the world. Who knows? I don't know. Let me ask you, I've got to ask you this, especially with Chris not playing and Giovanni leaving. Our little scamps, they call them Little Alan Andy after Alan Smith and me, because I think they're going to take over. They've been named after the legends, me and Alan, although it might be legends when I think about it. They're going to ask a very brief question early on. They're going to ask you about your players attacking us. So I'll put them on to ask you the first question.
Who's your tumbled auntie? The one that's going down in the box like he's been shot by a sniper?
I would probably say, well, now Aaron Collins is gone. He used to do it quite a lot, go down really easy. But I'd probably say Luke Thomas, because he's quite weak, but he doesn't really get in the box that much. Him being wing back, but yeah, he's the only real player I can think of. Because he's quite weak, quite small, even smaller than me, and that's saying something. But yeah, he goes down quite easy, I'd say.
How tall are you, Charlie, if you don't mind me asking?
5'7".
Yeah, it is little, isn't it, really? I think about it. It's not, you'll not be a target man playing football, will you?
No.
Never mind. There's other positions you could play. Could play right wing back, couldn't you? Sorry, Charlie. It's one of them days. Right. Let me ask you, what are your hopes for this season?
My hopes, hopefully mid-table, because I think last season we finished 15th, but it was such an annoying season because our season was done by January pretty much. So hopefully I would like mid-table or try and finish higher. I think I predicted 13th for us. So it all depends. If we can go on a run, I think it's the main thing for me. Last season we didn't win 3 games in a row all season long. So that basically says everything you need to know. Our home record, our away record was poor. And obviously you had all the issues with Barton. Then it took 6 weeks to get Matt Taylor. And then you had Taylor coming into Barton's squad. So, yeah, hopefully mid-table or higher. But just I want to go through the whole season, fighting for something, Whereas last season, the season was done by January.
And of course, you've sold a few really good players that made a difference for you early on in the season. Last season, some really good players have left. So I thought that you'd be higher than that, but when you've said who's left, and I hope you do better than that. I still expect you to do better than that. But it's a tough league, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, very tough. Yeah, it is tough.
Everybody talked last year about it being a really weak league, and I think I'm the only one that didn't particularly think it were a weak league. I think it's a particularly weak league, but this league with the teams that have come down and the teams that have come up, particularly, it's made it a pretty strong league. So I think anything could happen. Anybody could be in the top 6, or as like you said, down to 13th, 14th, 15th. Could be anything like that.
Yeah,
it's. I do think though that anybody can beat anybody, even Birmingham.
Yeah, even Birmingham were there crazy. Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it? What is it? Around 30 million they've spent.
I don't know how it's sustainable. I don't understand it, but I hope that they don't get into any bother about it. So we'll see, won't we? Because it's financial fair play is a strange thing to get into and to look at. But they've got a few years, no doubt. And Huddersfield as well. Our local rivals at Huddersfield. We are ex-manager there, and he's, like you've said, he's made some good signings as well.
Yeah.
So, and Bolton, who are not doing so well at the minute, but they've made good signings. Our old friends from Bolton. We seem to play them about 30 times every season.
Yeah.
So You know, I'm amazed that we haven't drawn them in the cup. Oh, there's FA Cup yet to come. No doubt we'll draw them in something.
Yeah, you'll probably get them in that.
Mickey Mouse. I mean, Bristol Street. Yeah, that one. Bristol's no.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's
we'll be
awful,
out.
isn't it? Yeah,
Might get me the next round of the Carabao Cup. You know, when we beat Manchester United at their ground.
exactly.
Not that I'm going because the ticket prices, but I'm not going to that because you know we talked about it on the show last night, so I'm not going to talk about the ticket prices much. Right, so I'm going to put them on to put you on the spot a little bit because they're desperate to know the answer to this question. So I'll put them on to ask you.
Why don't you support a good team? Yeah, like Liverpool or Manchester City. Or best of all, Barnsley.
Yeah, it just has to be Rovers, doesn't it? You know,
They
yeah,
said good club. They said good club.
yeah, it's actually Rovers,
All right,
very,
okay.
very, very good club. Yeah, I just love the fact, yeah, just support your local team, innit? I think there's, especially nowadays, yeah, you got way too many people supporting, you know, Premier League clubs that they don't even go, etc. So, yeah, that started back in 2007. One of my friends from primary school said, "Do you want to go to Rovers versus Doncaster in the Millennium Stadium final?" So I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah," and ever since then, yeah, ever since I was 11, I've been going, yeah, pretty much all the time, home and away.
That's a few years then, isn't it? It's not
Yeah,
as many as me because I started going when I was 4.
yeah,
No, the usual thing, you know, dad taking you and it gets in your blood and you see the floodlights and all that, it gets in your blood. 66 years for me. I can't
yeah.
believe it. I can't believe it. I might not get to the end of the show, I'm that old, but we'll see, we'll see. Right, I'm gonna put them on to ask another question. There's 2 more questions that I think will be particularly interesting for people that well, you know, the 6 people that will watch this. I say 6, it's usually 5, but no, it's usually 4 actually, but me and you hopefully will watch it, so that'll knock it up to 6. Right, so I'll put them on for the next question.
What is the one game that you would like to relive again?
There is quite a few, but I would probably
Don't get
say,
big-headed. Don't get big-headed, Charlie. Just the one.
yeah, I'd probably say the 7-0 where we beat Scunthorpe. I think that stands out. You know, Elliot Anderson, when we had him on loan from Newcastle, yeah, scoring the 7th goal. But the other one, I would say the other one would be the other promotion where, yeah, Lee Brown scored in the 95th minute, and that also got us promoted to League One. So yeah, I'd say them two. They were crazy.
Before I ask them to ask you your final question, just tell because we talked before we started recording. Tell me what you think about Darryl Clark, our current head coach.
Yeah, he's a Rovers legend. Yeah, you know, like we spoke before, he come in with us. I think he was in charge of for the last 4 or 5 games of our first relegation from League Two to the National League, where John Ward got sacked. He come in. We were down anyway, so then yeah, went into non-league for the first time, and yeah, obviously he'd already been in there. Well, I think it was Salisbury he was manager before he came to us, and he yeah, knew a lot of players, and yeah, started poorly, but yeah, won the playoff final against Grimsby, got promoted, and then got promoted again from League Two to League One. So yeah, he brought us back to back promotions, and yeah, he done brilliant. Even in League One, in the last sort of when he was manager, he got us our highest points tally. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but yeah, he done brilliant for Rovers. I think he was in charge for about 5 years, and yeah, he was brilliant. He's still loved now. Yeah, he was a brilliant manager for us. But I was very very surprised when he got the opportunity to manage Barnsley. That was crazy, but yeah, I was great bloke as well.
We're
Legend.
thrilled. We're absolutely thrilled. I mean, there's not many teams, not many clubs sack their manager with 1 game to go before the playoffs, but we managed to do it. So, you know, it was boring football last year. I know we got into the playoffs for the 2nd year running, but the football was really boring. At least now under Darryl, there's a lot more attacking. It's a lot better to watch so far. Only been a few games, but it's a lot better to watch. So I'm really, really, really chuffed about that. So that's right. Final question. I'm going to put them on for the very last question before we talk about predictions.
Who is the best player that you have ever seen play for your club?
It's close between the young kid I talked about, Elliot Anderson, who we had on loan. Joey brought him in on loan from Newcastle. Didn't know anything about it, and he tore it up. And now he's starting for. He went from Newcastle to Forest for 35 million quid, and now he's starting for Forest. So either him or Ricky Lambert. Ricky Lambert was amazing for us. It's where his career really started. From us, went to Southampton, scored, I think, first season in the Premier League, even scored in the Prem, I think 13 or 14 goals, scored on his England debut. But yeah, he also got the winner against Bristol City in 2007 as well in the JPT. So he got to the final against Donny. Yeah, it was either Ricky Lambert or Elliot Anderson. Amazing.
Do you know, I've asked you two things you've given me. What was your favourite? What was your favourite game and your favourite player? And you have to give me two options. You can't just give me one, can you?
There's too many.
I'll let you off if you've got. It's good to be able to have alternatives, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really wanted to relive that, and this player really wanted. I remember him at. I didn't realise that Ricky had started with yourselves. I knew he'd done particularly well at Southampton and got a move to Liverpool later on in his career as well.
Yeah.
So and as you say, England. So that's really good. I could see why you would pick him.
Yeah.
Right at there. You know what I'm going to say. Because you've seen the show that we've recorded as a preview. Your prediction. What's your prediction for Saturday's game?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because one thing I will say is it's quite weird as well. We sort of mirrored each other in a way. So we've won both of our home games and you've won both of your away games, but we've not won away and you've not won at home in the league yet. So it's going to be a tough one. But like I said, our record at Barnsley is terrible. The last 5 games aggregate being 12-3 to Barnsley, and we haven't beat you at your ground since 1991. That was a 1-0 win. I'm not sure who scored. I wasn't even born, but it's going to be tough. I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw. I think. Yeah, obviously we're good. Well, both of us are going with confidence after really good wins, but yeah, I'm going to say 1-1. I think Donovan Pines, he's such a massive bloke. I think he'll probably score because we've been fairly good from set pieces apart from the Stockport game. But yeah, I'm going to go with him because he looks a quality player, and then I'll go with Saturio to get a goal. I think he needs a goal, and I think after his performance against Cambridge, he deserves one. So I'll say Barnsley 1, Rovers 1.
Well, the good thing is if we get a corner or a free kick and Big Donny goes up for it, at least you'll not have you marking him. So at least
exactly.
It'll be a bit more even than that.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I could have said 12-3 then. That'd be a good. No, that's. I think it's going to be as I said earlier. I think every game in this league, anybody can beat anybody, and we've got a bit of a habit of letting teams, dominate games, if you like, going to good leads and then giving it away. And apart from, we've not won at home for, I think it's about 10 games, apart from the Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup.
Oh yeah, in the Carabao Cup, yeah.
In the league, we've 2-0 up against Northampton and then give them 2 goals and being in control and getting them 2, not that late, but latish goals to draw. So, we've got a bit of an issue at home that we need to put right. And obviously, from my point of view, I hope we put it right this Saturday. But we'll see, won't we? You know that we do. That at the end of the game we do an instant reaction show, and I'll do one or two things. I'll either be smiling a lot and laughing a lot because we've won and won well, or I'll be crying a lot because we haven't. And of course, if I'm crying a lot, I'll just do one thing. I'll blame the ref. It'll be the ref it's the ref that's robbed us. It were a clear
referees.
I'll get him in now. It were never offside if it were for us. For you, it was definitely offside. And how can he miss that? They needs to get to Specsavers, and it were never ever a penalty. And where did he get all that extra time from? So What I'll be able to do, you see, is I'll just be able to cut out different bits from this show and stick it in that. That'll be my reason. So, Charlie, you've gone four league games. You've only conceded 2 goals, and they've all been in one game against Stockport. You've had 3 clean sheets out of 4. That says a lot about how you set up as a team and how you can defend. So it's going to be a really interesting game, I think.
Yeah, it's just I found this stat out the other day. Last season, it took us 4 months to get 3 clean sheets.
Yeah.
And this season already, within 4 games. I mean, that was the one thing we needed to, because obviously Matt Taylor being a former defender, it helps. And obviously getting a lot of our signings were done early. So, fingers crossed we can get another clean sheet. But I very doubt that. But who knows?
We'll see. It's going to be a good game. Whatever else happens, it'll be a good game, and I'll enjoy watching it. And have a safe journey up. And obviously, I hope we see you at the game. But if not, have a safe journey afterwards as well.
Yeah, cheers. Appreciate it.
Bring some tissues. And all the very best for the rest of the season after Saturday.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah,
Same to
Charlie,
you.
it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for talking with me. All right, mate.
No worries.
Cheers, bud. Finally, as Kenneth Wolstenholme said in 1966, there are some people on the pitch, they think it's red all over. It is now.